Hey, you guys. I wanted to talk today about diet and nutrition and some of the things that I'm seeing talked about online that I'm a little bit uncomfortable with because I think the mindset is a little bit unhealthy. Um, and so, one of the things I'm seeing is this stuff called an almond mom. And it just goes back to a woman who told her daughter who was complaining of low blood sugar, oh, just eat a couple almonds to bring your blood sugar up. Well, that came across as extreme dieting, restrictive eating, all that kind of stuff. And I'm seeing a lot of things and negative things with regard to all kinds of food stuff, of course. And the thing that I don't like about that label, that possibly I could be an almond mom, um, is that it implies that watching what you eat and making sure that you're eating a healthy snack is somehow bad, that you're somehow being mean, that you're somehow misguiding your children, that you're somehow starving yourself, whatever, right? And there is this sentiment that as a parent, it is bad to control what your children eat, when they eat, how much they eat, and stuff. That you're supposed to allow your children to eat whatever they want, and that not allowing them to eat everything they want, oh, leads to binge eating disorder, leads to guilt, shame, etc., etc. And I wanted to clarify that not necessarily so. Yeah. So, what this woman I'm thinking is doing, she may have said just a couple of nuts, but let's face it, it's not what she meant, right? You eat a handful of nuts. Nuts are a fabulous snack. If your blood sugar is low, nuts, you guys, awesome snack, super healthy for you, packed with fiber, packed with your good fat. Almonds have all kinds of good stuff for your brain, right? It feeds your brain. They call it brain food. So why wouldn't you snack on it? If you have diabetes, fantastic for stabilizing your blood sugar without using actual sugar. Okay, they're long lasting, they burn slow, they're good fat, they're packed with fiber, chew them up really well, they're your good fat. I cannot say enough about that mom recommending her daughter have almonds as a healthy snack. There was nothing wrong with telling her daughter to have almonds for a snack. And when you're hungry, you're not just going to eat 2 almonds. She may have said a couple of almonds, but a handful. Her daughter's probably going to end up eating a handful, right? Yeah, have at it. Go for it. So that was actually really good advice, to tell your daughter, no, 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 don't grab a bag of chips or Cheez-Its or whatever. No, no, just grab some almonds. Way better alternative, because those Cheez-Its and potato chips, boom, not only loaded with fat and sometimes chemicals, and not the greatest fat either, but you burn through them really quick, because potatoes is just your starch. It doesn't hold on. You just go through it. It doesn't have protein in it, which nuts are packed with. That's another great feature of nuts. Yeah, your chips are not going to have protein in it. And okay, your Cheez-Its or your Goldfish crackers, yeah, it's got a little bit of protein in it, but it's pure sugar. So your processed grains or white grains are literally pure sugar. Why would you recommend to your child to have a bunch of oil, fat, pure sugar, and artificial colors, flavors, tons of salt, and all of that. Why would you advise them to have a few of those? Let's face it, they're eating the whole box, mom and dad. You know it. You can't eat just one or two goldfish. Why would she want her child stuffing her face silly with something like that? That, let's face it, not good for you and gonna get you addicted and will lead to obesity, hands down. Why would you do that instead of advising your daughter, hey, have a handful of almonds? Seems like a healthy alternative to me. That does not seem like she is being mean, restrictive, or overly controlling at all. There is nothing wrong with advising and guiding your children to omit foods. There is nothing wrong with calling a food, quote, bad. Your child is not going to get an eating disorder so long as you are not tripping them up on it, right? Don't use bad words or anything like that. Don't guilt trip them into it and say things like, you're going to get fat. Oh, you're lazy. No. Shh, don't do that. All you have to do is gently advise them. Like I just did. I just told you why the Cheez-Its aren't great for you, right? Now, when I was growing up, my mother was strict with food, but I didn't see that as unhealthy. And in no way did I feel deprived. I got to see my friends eat the Lucky Charms and the Fruit Loops, and I can eat an entire box of that stuff because it is good. But it's designed to get you addicted. Fruit Loops are packed with colors that have actually been proven to be pretty toxic, and they're working actually on a ban on those. And let's face it, your poop turns blue. Yuck. And what keeps Fruit Loops crunchy is that it's coated with trans fat. Do you really want your children eating white flour, pure sugar, with artificial color, with trans fat for breakfast? Yeah. I wasn't okay with that. Same thing with Lucky Charms, those marshmallows. Oh gosh, they're so good, right? Yeah, but at what cost? Not good for your kids, so why get them hooked? We weren't allowed to have those sugary cereals. We weren't allowed to have soda, chips, candy bars. There was a special occasion where she would give us some money to go to the store every once in a while for a special treat if we were good. Every once in a while we could get some M&Ms or something like that. But she didn't make a habit of it because she knew that we could get addicted, right? She called these things junk food, which is a term I love. Rather than calling it bad food, just call it junk food because honestly, it is junk. Don't let these people convince you that controlling what your children eat is somehow bad, restrictive, or mean, or unhealthy. Okay? Don't do it. Don't fall for that kind of thing because, yeah, it's healthier to eat a handful of almonds rather than a handful of Cheez-Its. First of all, those nuts are going to last twice as long. Second of all, it's not going to cause diabetes in children. Third of all, that flour and stuff can help rot your teeth. The almonds aren't. Fourth of all, there's almost no fiber in those Cheez-Its or fish crackers. Meanwhile, your almonds are packed with that. And you're actually getting more protein from the nuts than you are in that little bit of cheese in those fish crackers or Cheez-Its, right? So be smart about it, okay? Nuts are an excellent healthy snack. Yeah. A peanut butter spoon? Yeah, peanut butter and honey sandwich on whole wheat, go for it. That is a nice, healthy, delicious, sweet snack, right? Yeah, there's so many healthy options. And you don't have to feel deprived. Don't feel guilty or restrictive or like a bad parent because you know that certain things are not good to feed to you. Nobody should be eating that stuff. It is junk food. It's designed to keep you addicted. It is addictive. That's the whole point. The food industry is not your friend. Bunch of corporations seeking the highest profit, and they make a killing off of getting you and your children addicted. And that is why we have such an obesity problem today. There's so many amazing, delicious, healthy options out there, you guys, right? There's no reason to feel guilty because you recommend your teen daughter have a handful of almonds instead of a bag of chips. She wants that bag of chips. There is nothing wrong to making sure she's got a bunch of nuts in that cupboard rather than a big fat bag of Lay's, right? There is nothing wrong with getting your kids Mountain High vanilla yogurt, which is really cultured and low sugar, has the most bacteria of all the yogurts and the least amount of sugar of all yogurts. There's nothing wrong with getting a giant tub of that Mountain High vanilla yogurt. It is fantastic. Instead of this Go-Gurt that's in a plastic tube, instead of yogurt pretzels or the like, your kids will wolf down an entire tub of that Mountain High stuff. It's good. But you can feel good about feeding them that, right? Yeah, that Go-Gurt is full of all kinds of icky stuff. It's so sweet. So sweet. Unnecessarily sweet. We were allowed to drink soda. Did I feel deprived in any way? A little bit about the Cheerios, but Mom did let us dump a bunch of sugar on it. Why? Because us dumping a bunch of sugar on plain Cheerios was better than all that artificial color and trans fat and white flour in those Fruit Loops, right? You can make bargains with kids, but first of all, you've got to lead by example. You can't have healthy kids if you're not staying healthy yourself. So, I just want to clarify this sentiment that not allowing your kids to eat whatever they want, whenever they want, is somehow bad, somehow restrictive, somehow mean, somehow going to traumatize and screw up your child. As long as you let your child know why you are not letting them eat something, and it's because there are significant health benefits to not doing so. Let's face it, I have seen the benefits firsthand of not allowing myself to eat that with my cholesterol, right? Yeah, you remember I pointed out my cholesterol levels before menopause versus after menopause. Imagine if I had let myself eat everything I wanted to eat whenever I wanted. My cholesterol would not be under 200, correct? Post-menopause, my cholesterol would be like 235 or some ridiculously crazy amount like that. And I would be lethargic and overweight. So, controlling what you eat is not bad for you. It's not restrictive. It's not limiting. But another thing about it is don't put your child on any kind of fad diet either. Do not vegetarian or vegan or carnivore or keto your child. If you're vegan, don't do that with your child. Why? Children need the protein in meat. Period. They are growing. They need it. Do not deprive a growing child of the protein they need to feed their muscles. Don't do it. Don't go keto. and deprive your child of vitamin C, for Pete's sake. And keto's so hard, it can end up killing you too. It's kind of dangerous. Don't do that kind of thing to your children, okay? And don't go carnivore with your kids either. Why? Remember, I go over our teeth. Our skull proves we are supposed to eat plants. There are all kinds of nutrients in plants you can't get from meat and eggs. Use your head about nutrition, you guys. There's a whole world of hype out there. So, honestly, I give some pretty sound advice about things. I try to be savvy. So, you're going to end up with an obese child. You're going to end up with a child with diabetes. You're going to have a child with cholesterol problems. It is happening a lot. Don't kill your child, okay? Because these foods will addict and end up destroying your child's health. But you need to be sure that you're eating well too, right? Don't give in to this BS that you're somehow going to screw up and traumatize your kid by being this supposed almond mom. Now, an eating disorder where you're over controlled, not healthy. There are plenty of delicious, healthy options your child can stuff themselves silly with and have at it, right? There's no need to go give them McDonald's. They scream for McDonald's, their friends have McDonald's, and you tell them, guess what? I know that they're getting that. However, them eating McDonald's today is going to hurt them tomorrow, kiddo. It does. They will pay the price. They may not see it now, kiddo, but you will pay for it later. And I don't feel like putting you through that. There is nothing wrong with saying no to certain foods that you know are junk. There is nothing wrong with it. You are not harming your child. Your child is not going to become a binge eater because you educate them on why that donut is bad. Okay? Now, our mom did let us have that for a special treat. There's nothing wrong with that either. We got it every once in a while. We got that ice cream. But we were physically active. I'm Gen X. There was no internet. And my mom didn't let us play the Atari and things like that. We weren't really allowed to watch a lot of TV. We had our bikes. We had our roller skates. We had an awesome time outside all day. We got plenty of exercise. Kids today just aren't getting that same exercise to burn off all of that candy, chips, all of that stuff. They're not out there running around and burning that stuff off, okay, you guys? So please do not give in to the guilt and let you feel bad because you don't want your child having garbage like Oreos. Oreos are junk food, okay? Read those labels and look at those ingredients. If you can't pronounce it, it's probably bad for you. And remember that these foods are designed to deliberately addict you and your child, to turn you into food addicts. They don't care about you. They don't care. And if your child becomes obese and your child becomes a diabetic, hey, big pharma money, right? They make money off of keeping you sick. And there is nothing wrong with recognizing that. Don't let people neener you, okay? Your child is going to see kids who get this, who get that. Don't let them feel deprived. Educate them on why you would rather not. Say it with compassion and kindness. Did I feel deprived? Yeah, I really wanted those Fruit Loops. They were delicious. However, I also did understand my mom's concern for my health. And I'm glad she did it. I'm glad she kept me from getting a taste for that stuff, right? She did a great job. And I passed those eating habits on to my son. I educated him. I got him addicted to broccoli, right? Remember what I said about added sugar. If you keep your child on a limited sugar, they're going to get addicted to vegetables. Because I'm telling you, vegetables are sugar. A carbohydrate means plant sugar. Vegetables are loaded with it. Once you take away all that added sugar, like soda and candy and donuts and pastries and things, once you take that away, I'm telling you, those vegetables become really sweet. So don't feel bad, you guys. Don't let moms make fun of you or society guilt trip you into feeling like you have some kind of eating disorder or you're going to permanently traumatize your child. I asked my son, son, did it traumatize you to have an almond mom? He said, what's that? I said, oh, a mother who strictly controls what her child eats and makes sure they eat healthy. He said, no, didn't bother me at all. Did it traumatize or bother me? No. Did I feel deprived? No. My mom was a great cook. So be a great cook. Work with that lime, man. That citrus and that lime. Wow, is that a great food? So look at these mustards and syrups, like the maple syrup, the molasses, all these natural sources of sugar, because your natural sources of sugar have nutritional value. Most bang for your buck, right? Take care. Don't fall for a lot of that hype. Don't let people guilt trip you in it. Stay stubborn because your kids are going to push you. But hey, you push back when they get older as long as you're respectful about it and not mean about it. They'll respect you in the long run. And boy, when they get older, they'll be healthy, because I'll tell you right now, obesity kills faster than smoking, folks. You'll see 80-year-old smokers, but the obese people don't even live to see 50, and it is completely preventable. Your child's health is in your hands. Take care. Eat right. Don't get scammed.